Can I steal you for a minute?
Steal you for a minute?
Can I steal you for a minute?
Welcome to Can I Steal You for a Minute, the reality dating recap podcast. My name is Indra Raj.
And I'm Mary Bianco.
And it's a big week, y'all.
It's a big week.
Whoa.
Yeah.
First of all, we have the premiere of The Bachelor with Grant. Oh my God, I love him.
He's such a good choice.
Excellent casting.
Excellent casting. And not just because he's a total stud. Like, he's so sweet, so thoughtful. He asks women questions about themselves.
What a concept.
What a concept. He made out with 5 people, but it still didn't feel gross.
It didn't, no. Like,
Oh, no, more than 5. 7.
Okay. We will get into it. Like, we have a lot to talk about with that. So that's on the docket. We're talking about Love Island All-Stars up through episode 12, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I'm just realizing I didn't actually finish episode 12, so you'll have to tell me what happens. I'm like 10 minutes away from the end.
Oh, okay. It's nothing.
It didn't seem like anything was going to happen,
No.
and then I had a meeting, and it was whatever.
Yeah. No.
And then we'll also be talking about episode 5 of the season of Traitors, which is now almost a distant memory, but still the best thing in my life. So.
100%.
But before we do any of that, we have some updates about Matt and Rachel Kirkconnell. So the first thing that happened is Dumois posted an anonymous message saying they just walked past Matt and Rachel in New York City. Mm-hmm. And then how did Rachel, did she respond to it or what happened?
Yeah, it was the Dumois post. And, Dumois posted spotted, just left my apartment in Kips Bay and walked past Matt James and Rachel Kirkconnell. And Rachel commented on Dumois' post, wasn't me, LOL. And
that has got to sting.
It's got to sting.
Oh my God.
The girl that he's with looks enough like you that people think it's you. So he's literally maybe moved on with someone who looks identical to you weeks after.
He looks like he can't survive without a wing person.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, he needed Tyler at his hip. Then it was Rachel for 4 years. And now it's like, he just this. We see this a lot. Do you feel like you see this a lot in heterosexual relationships when they end? Like, the man immediately attaches himself to another woman because he just can't.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like the thing is that the boy is fine right away, and then the girl is miserable right away. Yeah. And then she takes a few months, works on herself, moves on, and then it's happier than ever. And then the man continues to bring his problems to his next relationship and is just miserable in every relationship. So
yeah, because he didn't take enough time to actually be sad and think about himself and improvement and whatever. So I mean, yeah. So she said that, and then apparently she has been on Call Her Daddy now, which is dropping the same day that this episode drops. So we can't talk about it yet because we haven't heard it yet.
Yeah, it drops Wednesday at 9 a.m. On YouTube. Rachel looks really sad in the video. Her eyes look puffy, like she's been crying, and I can't blame her. And even in the promo for it, Alex Cooper was fake reading the message where she was like, "Oh, Dumois says you've been spotted with Matt," and she goes, "Bitch, I've been with you." And so further proof that Rachel was in LA filming Call Her Daddy, was not in New York yesterday with Matt. So we'll listen. I'm not a big Call Her Daddy fan, but she gets really good guests and she could be a good interviewer, so I'll listen.
I'm let's see. In the past 3 months, we've had Kamala Harris and Rachel Kirkconnell.
And that's womanhood.
Yes, it is. You know what? Alex Cooper is also I don't know. I don't get it. I feel like she just was in the right place at the right time with the Call Her Daddy podcast.
Yeah.
And now that it's just her, it's she's just the biggest podcaster.
Yeah.
There is next to Joe Rogan. So
yeah, and us.
Yeah. And this podcast.
Hey,
if we have any new listeners, welcome. We love you.
Welcome.
Yes. anyway, interesting to see. Well, I'm interested to see what goes on with that. I'm very invested in this story.
Me too.
Which is surprising. Like, I don't know what's going on, but
there's just so much mystery around it. And like,
right. Yeah.
I think him not doing an interview at all, because if we follow the pattern of it, like Nick Viall was obviously in Matt's DMs asking him to come on the show.
And Matt has not.
Matt hasn't said anything. So I'm glad that she's getting the first word, and we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. Okay. So The Bachelor.
Mm-hmm.
Grant season has begun. Let's just talk about the recap. But I guess there's been some contestants who have been in our DMs.
Yeah.
So
very fun.
Should we talk about that, or where should we start?
We can kind of talk about it as we go, because they were reacting to specific stuff.
Okay. That like happened in the episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the message that we got that I thought was the most interesting was from a listener. I'm keeping it anonymous, but she sent me a DM. If you didn't listen, we did we didn't watch the preview. We just recapped based off of photos and vibes.
Like cold reads.
Cold reads, some unwarranted. We'll get into that. Some dead fucking on, apparently.
Some like so off.
Some so off, obviously.
Yeah, so off.
Like I said, Parisa would forget to talk to Matt. Obviously, that didn't happen.
Did she pull him first? No, it wasn't. But
it wasn't
almost first.
But she did have a PowerPoint of their children. So
okay.
So someone basically messaged us that Christina from Fargo, the one who was like kind of looking over her shoulder, and we just said off of vibes from the photo that we thought she was mean. Like we thought she was gonna like stir shit up.
Yeah.
Be a mean girl, play like, oh, I'm so nice, whatever. She gets eliminated night one, but someone sent us a message and basically let us know that our read on Christina was crazy accurate. She's been terrible to so many girls in our city and she doesn't have friends / cycles through new ones annually. She's been fired from multiple jobs for bullying. And this person who sent me a message personally experienced bullying at the hand of her and was like so relieved that she got eliminated night one, because the bullying was so severe that she probably wouldn't have watched the show.
Oh my God.
Not racist, I guess, maybe. I don't know. She didn't say anything.
I mean,
about
who
that.
knows?
Who knows?
Could be anything.
I don't know. We just crushed it with the view of the picture, but we'll never find out because she's gone on the show.
Right. And like literally her only screen time was like a very short segment of when she met Grant.
Yeah, pretty sure the llama got more screen time than her.
100%. Who do you think got the most screen time? I haven't looked at Bachelor data, but I would have to say it was Alicia. I feel like she had like so many ITMs.
I looked. I thought it was going to be Alicia too. It was Juliana.
Oh, interesting. Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah, Grant really liked her.
Okay, so the tea on Juliana is that she's a Trumpy Trump.
Yeah, her whole family's Trumpy Trump. Apparently, according to Reddit. Grain of salt, according to Reddit, but
I'm not surprised. It kind of bums me out because I think she has a nice way about her, but then I looked at her social media and it kind of made me cringe. Like,
did it?
She has a company called Nice Girl. Like, I didn't look too closely at this, but I'm like, you're not nice if you support Trump. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I just think that that's a fact.
Yeah.
So
I think just this is a particularly bad week to be on TV as a Trump supporter and like trying to make an impression on new people as he like cut federal funding to almost every program, and Obergefell v. Hodges is up in the Supreme Court. Anyway.
So her actual the name of her brand, which I don't really know what it is called Nice Girls Label. And this is what it says: was created to embody a lifestyle of kindness and authenticity.
I mean,
kindness?
If we don't know anything outside, I did think that that's how she came across. Like,
but then it just doesn't compute. Like,
it doesn't compute.
And this is my whole thing with MAGA everything. I guess it's a clothing brand. Here we have a bunch of women in white sweatpants and sweatshirts.
Everyone's doing monochromatic sweatsuits. It's like,
and yeah, it's boring.
Yeah.
Like, just boring.
I'm currently in a monochromatic sweatsuit, so I'd wear it, but it's not, reinventing the wheel or anything.
Exactly. It's not like, I love monochrome.
Yeah.
Like, don't get it twisted. I'm all about this trend. I just think that I don't know. I have a problem with the nice girl's name and having that political bent. And maybe it is because today was terrifying.
Yeah.
Like, we're recording on Tuesday. If you've looked at the news at all, it's like, what the fuck is going on?
It's just beyond awful. And
yeah,
it's hard to watch these shows every season, but I think especially like during a Trump presidency, because it's like,
yeah,
it's not these innocuous views that are kind of being like funneled through the show. It's a lot of stuff that ends up like influencing people's behavior. And so I don't know, maybe it's just that she followed them on Instagram, and like I have friends who follow him because they just want to see what he's up to, because like, you know, he's the president of the United States. I understand that. Like,
right.
I didn't poke too much into Reddit because it's like so much of my life is now influenced by this fucking guy. Like, I'm like, can I have TV? Like, can I have my shows?
I know. It's kind of like, it's like deja vu. It's like I had actually forgotten during the Biden presidency how chaotic Trump's first presidency felt. And now it's like chaotic with like no checks on anything that he's doing. Like, I listened
Where are the
to
fucking
the Daily.
Democrats? What are they doing?
Well, I mean, I listened to the New York Times podcast, The Daily, yesterday, and every episode, every day is about Trump something, because it has to be. Like, I don't want to talk about it anymore, but it's like, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
And it was actually about Steve Miller, his like right-hand man. And it was just really interesting to hear, like, the guy was like, basically there is no one around Trump right now who's telling him no.
Yeah, of course, because
so like the only checks are going to be like Congress and Senate to some extent, because there's not like, I mean, it is all Republican, but it's not like such a sway that it could be. And then they said like Trump is very sensitive to the stock market. So if a policy he puts in place affects the stock market negatively, that is a way that he may pull back on things, which is sort of interesting. And I'm just like, I just like, in so much of the language of the stuff today, it's like, I hear the word efficiency and I'm like, Elon Musk wrote this.
Yeah. Even though I heard that he's trying to get like distance from Musk, because Musk is like stealing the spotlight.
Right.
And has said that he's basically the president. And like, that's another thing that Trump is very sensitive to is you can be like, you know, a big shot, but under him, you can't say that you're taking power. So like, he was denied a space in the White House. He was, you know, his office is going to be outside of the White House. And I think that that's like, you know, everyone's like, oh, well, he's appointed to a, you know, an official position. It's like, he fired everybody within months. Like, remember Steve Bannon was his fucking guy, and then he was gone. And like, you know, Kellyanne Conway, gone. Like, Ramaswamy's already gone. Like, it doesn't mean anything.
No, it's all like, if you're not 100% deferential, it's just, anyway, I didn't mean to get into a whole thing about
no,
this.
It's hard.
It's
hard not to.
Like,
but if like we do separate the Trump thing from it, she does come across as nice and authentic. So
she does.
Yeah,
she does. Like, her family seems really cute. Like, she is really cute.
Like, I loved what she said, where she was like, my family made me who I am. Like, I'm a very bubbly, open person because of all the love that I've had in my life. I was like, that's such a sweet way to like pay homage to the people around you, that like you feel safe enough to be open and bubbly because they love you so much. That's so nice.
It is nice. I guess we'll see how it goes.
He likes her.
Oh, he definitely likes her. I mean, yeah, you can tell who he likes. He definitely...
I know his type now. Like,
yeah, like brown hair, petite,
beautiful. Yeah, beautiful, petite, big knockers.
Oh, okay. I didn't clock that, but
tan.
Yes.
And
I also want to speaking of like people whose political views may be different from mine, just based on what I saw, and I haven't done any digging, is Latia.
Yeah.
Because she's Mormon.
I know. She's not
proud to be Mormon.
I was not expecting that. She's one that sent us a message just saying, like, thank you. You made my day by saying such nice things about me on the podcast. So,
oh my God, really?
She really appreciated the video.
Oh God, Latia. Okay.
No, I think she only listened to the clip, though. I don't think she's going to listen to the podcast.
Okay. Well, even if she does, I mean, here's the thing. Mormonism just scares me, and I'll just say that.
I literally wrote like they infiltrated when she said she was, because I forgot there'd been Mormons on the show before, but just with like Secret Lives of Mormon Wives airing right after.
I know. I
And
was
then
like, what? They
it's
were
like-
making such a big deal out of it too.
and it was just a broadcast premiere. It had already come out on Hulu.
I know. I'm like, there's a new season. Oh wait, no, it's just the first season.
It's just the first season because it was such a hit. I mean, we both watched it, but
Yes.
yeah, it even like changed the way she looks to me. Like she didn't look like a
Yes.
serious. I didn't recognize her at all. She didn't look anything like her photo. Like both her in person and her photo were gorgeous. They just were so different from each other.
I felt like that about a lot of the women actually. And I will say, I feel like these are the best cast photos we have ever seen.
Yeah.
Like they definitely like tried a little harder
Definitely.
this time to make the women look like really pretty. And they are all really pretty, but some of them like really don't match up. Like Alex like looked very different to me on screen.
Also, her name being Alex.
I
Like,
know.
Alix?
We're like exotifying her French Canadian name and it's just Alex, like straight
Alix?
up. Yeah, but Latia's Mormonism was like interesting, particularly because like she was born in Hawaii
Yeah.
and her father who died seems like he was like an indigenous Hawaiian man. It was her mom looked white, I guess, but who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, it seemed like based on the photos that like her dad died while she was like living in Hawaii when she was a couple months old. And then
Yeah.
it seemed like her mom remarried and they went to
maybe
Utah
a
because
Mormon, or maybe
Yeah.
she was Mormon.
yeah, or like those kids she was all hanging out with, everyone else was white and her mom
Right.
was there. So it seems like maybe the Mormonism came through her mom's second marriage or something.
Yeah.
Or, not that there isn't a Mormon community in Hawaii because there's a lot of people, but I don't
Yeah.
think a lot of people that are indigenous to Hawaii are Mormon.
Exactly. Like that was the part where I was like, well, okay. Anyway,
She's
she's
like a
totally
golden
gorgeous.
Barbie.
She's what, Barbie?
She was like golden Barbie. Like she had
Yeah.
like literally the glitter all over her. Like I was dying when like she hugged Grant and then they're sitting at the fireplace and Grant's jacket is just like lit up with glitter.
Covered.
Like
Yeah. I mean, yeah, she's gorgeous. She has a nice way about her. Like Grant likes her.
Grant likes her. She's a front runner for sure. Like
Yeah.
not necessarily just because they kissed, but like he really likes her. And
Yeah.
he's good at reading the room on people. Like he didn't just kiss people that he felt attracted to. He just kissed people that he could also tell wanted to kiss.
Right. Which is like such a respectful king. Like
I know.
he is so sensitive and he's so good looking.
I think he got better looking too. It is. And Ethan was like, this guy's such a stud. I was like, I don't even know what to say back to this. Like the perfect song, like Salt and Pepper's What a Man is like
Yeah.
written for Grant.
And like when he has his like dress shirt like half unbuttoned and it's like showing half of his pec with the tattoos, I'm like,
And those little glasses.
and it's he looks so good in and like the curve of his lips is like perfect. Like he's so, I don't know, and he has a nice way about him.
Yeah,
he's
he's
not
just-
arrogant. He's so
No.
humble.
No, he's so confident, but he's not cocky at all. Like,
Rare to find.
you know what I was thinking about a lot is like he talked a lot about basketball, obviously, and like
Yes.
how it was a stepping stone to his life and it's still a big part of his life. It was making me think so much of CJ from Fuckboy Island and how he would talk about basketball. And it was like, okay, at some point we have to realize that we're not going to make it, right? And I was like so respecting Grant because he realized it wasn't going to be like,
No.
he wasn't going to play in the NBA, but like he's still really good at basketball and that like gave him the foundation for his life. And I just kept thinking like, these are two leads of the show and they couldn't be more different.
Oh my God.
I mean,
Couldn't
CJ's the
be.
most boring man alive, but it's like, I think
Literally.
that this episode showed that like the Bachelor can be very nice and the girls can all be very nice to each other. And we can still have such an entertaining episode. Like we don't need stupid, petty drama on the first night to have a good episode.
No, it was a great episode and there was none of that.
None.
I really appreciated what Grant said, like more about the basketball thing. He was kind of like, with the stuff I was going through when I played basketball, it was like me in the net. And like that was, he could describe why it was important to him instead of like, I just like this thing.
Yeah. It just made me feel accomplished, like big man on campus. And even like his compassion for talking about his dad and his dad's own vulnerability and being on TV. Like Grant's dad battled a 30-year addiction. Grant is 31 years old. So for Grant's entire life, he had a father who was an addict. His father came on and was like so proud of Grant and clearly so honored to still be in his son's life because they have really been through it. And like Grant did not milk that last season. Like he didn't play it up for a trauma rose, and it's not even coming across now. Like with Matt James, when they reunited him with his father who had like abandoned him, it felt so like exploitive. This felt like real, that Grant's family is so happy for him and so excited. And
I know that was really sweet to see actually. And I like that they brought his sister. Like, that was nice to see too. And
I know everyone's like, who is she? They have the same face.
I know. I like knew immediately. I'm like, this is a family member. Like, I don't know who it is. But...
This woman is so tall. She's wearing kitten heels.
Yes.
And she has the same face as Grant. You think it's Grant's ex-girlfriend or you think it's Grant's sister? Like,
come on, ladies. One thing that I also noticed about Grant is that he's kind of shy.
He is.
He definitely like has a shyness about him. And yeah, it's interesting. It's like I just keep thinking about the PowerPoint moment with Parisa, and like Grant like literally could not get the words out because he was so like flabbergasted.
He was so scared. He was like so not finding this funny.
Yeah, he's like, how did you make those pictures?
And it was like her pregnant.
Oh my God. And one of the pictures of them, like with her as a bride, she's looking like stone faced at the camera, and he's like got his beautiful smile on it. I'm like, that is the scariest photo.
It's the scariest shit in the world. It's also like bad week for that to come up because like AI is literally burning California down, and then you're showing him pictures.
Right.
I was just like, I was so surprised that she got the last rose because he was so uncomfortable with it. Like, his body language with everyone, he like very comfortably settles in to have his arm around them. He's like rubbing their arm. At one point he was like talking to Carolina, I think, and he was just kind of like twirling her hair.
I missed that. Oh my gosh.
So hot. And and with her, it was like that at first, and then she pulled up the PowerPoint and he's kind of like
angled
away.
Yeah. Also, did she say that's like how her and her friends like talk to each other?
Yeah, I've seen this trend like on TikTok when like you get together with friends for after a while and you have like a life update, you like put together a PowerPoint of what you've been up to. Like actually Joey's girls just did this. Like Kelsey was posting videos, like her, Daisy, Rachel, Leah randomly were like all posting like PowerPoints of who they've been dating in the last year and what they've been up to.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I love a good PowerPoint. So I'm not going to hate on it, but I was like, interesting.
Yeah.
It's
very
a skill.
Interesting. Yeah.
So I appreciate that. Okay. Who else was of note?
So Janae was one that we were wrong about.
And I'm so sad we were wrong.
I know, but I even wrote in my notes, like when she came out and they did like the tall clap together. Yeah. And he goes, we got to make a handshake up inside. I was like, oh, he's immediately friend zoning her. Like he just kind of put it to the side immediately.
It was almost like their basketball connection was like, oh, well, we're just friends.
Yeah. Like we can play ball together, but we're like nothing's gonna happen.
She was so like nice when she left though. Like,
yeah.
And yes, we'll miss Janae. Of course, my South Asian queen is gone. Although I don't think she was a queen, really. She was a little weird.
That dance was hard to watch.
The dance was so
went
weird.
on for so
long. And
long.
the like intense eye contact, like with the really wide eyes, was like,
Yeah, she's the one that kind of forgot to talk to Grant. Like she was like, "Oh
Right.
God!" It was like the end of the night, and she was like, "I hope he remembers my dance." And it's
I
like
know.
he doesn't
because they didn't even show their like one-on-one chat.
No, I don't know that they even had that much time. I think she got some of the least screen time out of
Right.
anybody.
But there may still be some South Asian flavor because
Yeah.
Alicia's last name is Gupta, which is absolutely a South Asian name.
Yeah, and she said her mom was an immigrant.
Yeah, and she says she's a single mom. And I'm like, oh, well, then she must have taken her mom's last name.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just assuming her mom is Indian. And
I
like,
don't know.
they did like when Radhika came out, Radhika and Alicia's entrances were back to back.
Interesting.
And Radhika's was, they played the like exotic Indian music because she was doing a Bollywood dance. Fair.
Uh-huh.
Then they kept that music going for Alicia's entrance with the genie thing.
Yeah, I thought like, is this like Aladdin? Like, are you
Right.
Jasmine and he's Aladdin? Like,
And she was wearing like another girl was wearing the like
Bailey.
what do you call that in American terms?
I don't know,
like in Indian clothing it's called the dupatta,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like actually a part of like common dress for Indian wear. So I was like, maybe that was like referencing that for
Yeah,
Alicia.
I think so.
But maybe it's also just like a trend right now. I don't know.
It is a trend right now, but the drape of her dress did feel like it was kind of paying more homage to that style. And
right.
And then coming in with the lamp, I thought maybe.
Right. I was like, maybe they just cut out like why that was there. But
Yeah.
I mean, she got I really thought she got the most screen time because they showed her talking in her ITM like a lot, and they like zoomed to her face a lot.
And she got the first kiss, and she commented on our Instagram and was like, because we said, you know, she said, I don't kiss on the first date. And someone said to her, like, oh, that's always the person who gets the kiss. And then it immediately cuts to her getting a kiss. And so I just wrote, like, so that was a fucking lie. And she commented, I'm wheezing. And then she DM'd us that our memes made her laugh. So we will be Alicia fans until proven otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always going to be on the side of the brown woman. It's just in my
course.
ethnicity.
Of course.
But I could see some villain vibes from her too.
There were a couple comments made that I was like, oh, that wasn't the nicest thing to say. Like even the way before she knew it was Grant's sister, where she was like, yeah, she was walking over there like vagina out. And I was like, oh, that's tough. That's his sister.
Yeah. I could see it going either way with her, but for now we're with her.
Yeah.
It looks like the villain from the like preview stuff
is Zoe. Yeah.
But kind of like a fun villain.
Yeah, like I think like a very self-aware villain. Like,
yeah,
she does not fuck around. Like, but
yeah,
she came in with that t-shirt gun with her t-shirt on it, and she did not like that Chloe came in with the t-shirt on. It was like not amusing to her that someone would put the shirt on.
Okay, wait, I haven't looked at your memes yet because I just finished the episode, but there was I just wanted to like Chloe, like, girl, you and me, like,
I know, I love her.
Love for a free t-shirt.
I love her.
I mean, that is like the most American thing ever.
Yeah.
And I am like, I love that she just immediately put it on.
and it looked great. Like she was like,
She
hey
looked
guys.
incredible.
It was great. I thought that Zoe's entrance was great too. Like it was very fun to see them like shoot the gun off together, like fire into the pool. Like that was a great, not cheesy entrance. And
yeah, I think Grant likes her too.
I think Grant likes her too. And I can't tell if she's like actually going to be mean or if it's like a Maria situation where she's very confident and
and the girls are like, she's going to pull him more than she should.
Yeah.
Which I don't think I really care about that. But
I don't care at all.
Apparently, but the girls always do, and it turns into something. And more often than not, I'm on the side of the girl who pulled him too much.
Me too.
I'm like, who cares?
Yeah, unless it's like super egregious and they're doing it to be mean.
Right.
It's like, or they have a rose or whatever. But it's like, if we're on a date and I want to talk to him again, I'm going to go talk to him again and
yes,
whatever. But yeah, I liked her, but I could see how her confidence is going to rub some girls the wrong way.
Other front runners, I mean, obviously Alex.
He likes Alex. I was very surprised she got the first impression rose.
You know, I was and then I wasn't when he explained why. Because it would, like, she does have a really nice way about her.
She does.
She's bubbly, she's comfortable, she's fun. Like, I think she puts him at ease, which I can see is important for him because of that sort of like shy factor, I think. Mm-hmm. She's kind of nerdy.
Yeah.
I don't know. She doesn't seem like she takes herself too seriously.
No, she seems like she maybe got super beautiful like a little bit later in life. Like, I think I'm getting like maybe had an awkward phase vibe. Is
right.
You know, one of our slogans of the show is that everyone needs an ugly phase. So like maybe that happened. I can't see it, but I'm getting the vibe that maybe she felt like a nerd or something at some point.
When we make our merch, our first t-shirt needs to be everyone needs an ugly face. Like that is the mantra of this podcast. And like I could just see her being like the nerdy girl with glasses or whatever, like just kind of, you know, doing her thing and being who she is, and like bringing a llama. Excellent.
and the llama just like hung out the whole evening.
Oh like, my gosh. I love how she also like told him where to pet the llama.
Yeah, she was like on the neck. On the neck. And then the girls were like all approaching and taking pictures, and
oh my gosh,
it was cute.
Okay, back to Chloe though.
Her picture did not do her justice. She's so pretty.
She is, well, I could tell she was like pretty face wise, but like her like vibe is pretty.
Yeah.
You know, like she's very like confident. I mean, we're saying this about a lot of the women, but I think it's true. Like she just seems very confident and like very not. I don't know. Like
we're also getting like some body representation. Like I think for me personally, being like a little bit bigger of a girl, I'm like, this is great. Like she's on the show. She's just like, she's just hanging. She even said the thing that it was like, I came to New York and they were like, lose 50 pounds or be a plus size model. And she's now happy being a plus size model. Date Card Pod loves her.
Oh, of course. Yeah, because Date Card Pod has been crusading for more like body inclusion on this franchise for years. And it's like not that hard to find beautiful women who are not a size 2.
Right. And they just won't.
And I love that they like gave her an intro package and they had her say like, I am never going to be a size 0 and I am proud of like who I am. And look, I made it in the beauty industry as a plus size model and I'm proud of that. And like, I also just really like when she put the t-shirt on, I was like, I'm obsessed with this girl.
I think she could be our Bachelorette.
Wow.
She gives me Bachelorette energy. I think.
Oh, wow.
I just got the feeling from the way that they edited her. And I think also ABC's like, we got to get a white person back in here. And they're like, but if we do like a white person who's plus size, then we kind of are still hitting her, you know?
Yeah.
And that would be okay with me for her, you know?
She is. Yeah, that would. Yeah, like they really nailed it on casting with her. Like she's great, and I don't know that her and Grant are gonna have like a full connection, but she'll definitely get far because I think I want to see her story,
and I think producers like her too. Like I think I think that she got a good amount of FaceTime, and even though that wasn't really with Grant, like their conversation, they kind of like sat facing each other, but he did say like, I like the way that you know, hold yourself and I like talking to you. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Oh, so cute. Okay. So other front runners here, Carolina.
Yeah.
He really likes her and I like her too.
I do too. I thought she was really funny.
She was really funny.
When she said it was so embarrassing that her last boyfriend was a DJ, I was like, that's so funny.
That she's like, I haven't made the best decisions before. Like, my last boyfriend was a DJ, so we can all be sad for me for that, or whatever she said. Yeah. It was really funny. And like,
isn't that so refreshing from like, and I never get picked. And I always get screwed over. It's just like, yeah, I picked poorly. Like,
yeah. She's also like very pretty.
Yeah.
And has a similar vibe to our other Juliana. Mm-hmm. I feel like in terms of like the hair and I think she's going to go pretty far.
I think so too.
I was almost like wondering if she was going to get the first impression rose.
I thought it was maybe going to go to her too, and I'm like wondering if it's because they didn't kiss, but he kind of read that she didn't want to kiss.
Right.
But like I said, he was just sitting there kind of like mindlessly playing with her hair, and they were cute together.
Very cute. Another front runner is Rose.
And this is so funny because for some reason we were trying to upload videos for everybody.
Yes.
I tried like 5 different times and it would not include the video of Rose. I don't even know why. Like I could not get it to upload Rose. So we're like, oh, maybe this is like a sign of things to come. No, he really likes her.
Yeah. And I'm cautiously optimistic about her.
Yeah. She's really cute and funny.
She's very cute. She's funny. I appreciate that she has not pumped her lips full of filler.
No, I know.
Her face full of, I mean, maybe she's had, but I don't know. In terms of the actually, I feel like this whole cast has backed off a little.
There's a couple,
but don't you feel like overall it's not as much as last season of The Bachelor?
I think it's getting progressively better. I think I think it's going to be the same thing where there were girls with a lot of plastic surgery on Joey's, but he gravitated towards the girls that didn't have that.
Right.
And since Jen doesn't have very much, I think it's going to be similar for Grant. Even with just the girls that he kissed,
Right.
I think there's Botox there, but there's not.
Right.
The one that comes to mind that's had a lot of work done is Dina.
Yes. For sure, Dina. For sure, Parisa.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell the ones, yeah. But yeah, Rose is just it doesn't, it didn't even look like she was wearing very much makeup, really. And she kind of gives me a Kat Stickler vibe.
I could see that.
I liked her.
I liked her too, and I liked when Grant kissed her with a blindfold on. I was like, that is something.
Although we've had conversations before about consent.
I think she knew what was coming.
I think she was wait, you took your blindfold off?
Yeah.
What's going on? No, but they seem to have a very calm connection.
Yeah.
Which was very different from his connection with Alex.
Yeah.
Who got the first impression rose. So it's going to be interesting. What if it was her and Alex at the end?
I could see that.
I could see that too.
I could see it. I could see that being where it goes.
Especially because he clearly has Chooser's paradox at the end. And it's almost the way they were teasing it so much, it's is he going to even choose one of them?
If he's engaged and I see that commercial where he's deciding the hour before if he's going to propose to me or not,
wow.
I don't know if his relationship's going to make it. I'm hoping that that's weird editing or something because he's screwed if that's the case.
I guess there is a way that you could see that. I mean, how many times have we seen two people fall in love or the lead fall in love with more than one person?
So often.
So,
but not in relationships where they're still together.
Yeah. There will be difficult conversations. I was thinking maybe they're setting it up for a switcheroo situation.
Ooh.
Which has happened a couple times.
I could see
famously with Ari and what's his name? Jason.
Yeah. Mesnick.
And both of them are
still
happily
married.
Partnered still. They're some of the longest Bachelor Nation couples actually, which is I mean, I just feel off the bat there's just so much rhetoric about how Grant is going to find his wife and it's just the messaging is so strong in that regard that I'm I feel like he's engaged. I do.
I think he's engaged too. Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see the way that it plays out, but it's also has she seen his trepidation? He could start the season engaged and then as the because a lot of them break up as the season is airing when they see other things happening. So I don't know. One thing I do know for sure is Grant is gonna fuck in that fantasy suite. He's gonna do it.
You know what? He should.
And I would too.
If I was one of those girls.
Even if I was I know you're not gonna pick me, but this is our last shot.
I mean, he is a hot specimen. I had forgotten a little bit. And like this week, I've been seeing all the promo stuff come up on our social media. And I was like, oh my God, these photos, this man.
I know. I'd be curious to go back and listen to us talk about him. Like,
from Jen season.
Yeah. To
you know what I remember the most from Jen season was that one of the many times Devin got mad about something stupid.
Yeah.
And Grant like talking him down,
calmed him down,
him to stay and being that like calm, like collected presence. And I just remember being so impressed with him in that moment. That's like what I remember about him. And I'm like seeing that even in episode 1. And I'm just like, they made a good choice.
They really did. And I'm looking forward to this season. All you got to do is cast a hot bachelor, guys. And it's like, it's so easy.
It makes it so easy. Bailey could be up there.
Yeah.
Maybe they show her like getting a date. What about Dina?
I don't know. It's distracting for me because the law firm I work for is owned by a husband and wife, and she looks so much like the wife. Like,
yeah.
And it's just distracting to me because I'm like, what famous person does she look like? And then I'm like, it's my boss. So it's just like hard for me to watch her on the show and not think of like,
right,
who's a beautiful woman, obviously, but it's just funny because it's like Dina looks very serious.
Yes.
And I don't know if it's going to be like the right match for Grant.
No, she also looks a lot like Natalie. Like it actually took me like half of the episode to figure out that. But
like Natalie's like the fun version of Dina. Like there's like twins in the house, and one is like serious and one is fun, and I think the fun one is gonna get chosen.
Right, and I think Grant likes Natalie.
He does, and she's tall too.
Yeah, and he definitely made a couple mentions about how he's looking for someone who would be a good mother.
Yeah,
like. Work with children really stands out to him, which is another thing that Alex does. Mm-hmm. So that doesn't really surprise me that he was interested in that too. Yeah, I think those are kind of like the standouts.
Yeah, I think so too.
Did anyone else DM us from the cast?
Let me see.
I'm so curious. I haven't looked at anything yet because I just watched the show.
Zoe commented dead in response to like Savannah walked in with the cake at one point. To present it to Grant, and him and Zoe are just fully making out.
Yeah.
And Savannah just like backs out of the room slowly.
Like, Savannah looks so uncomfortable holding that cake too. It was
and
so
she commented
funny.
She commented on our post being like, can confirm. Like this is exactly how it happened.
That is so funny. Yeah, a lot. I think our biggest miss was Janae.
Yeah.
I was so sure about her.
Yeah. Oh my God. People are already posting stuff from the Call Her Daddy episode.
What?
I guess it's premiering on YouTube tonight.
Should we give some live updates? No, that's too hard. Oh, Rachel. Anyway. Okay. So let's do our like top 4 hometowns.
Yeah. Latia.
Yep.
Alex.
Yep. Chloe.
Juliana.
Oh yeah. Juliana.
Who'd you say?
Chloe's not going to get a hometown.
No, which is fine.
And maybe Alicia.
Yeah.
Or Rose or Carolina. There's actually a lot of front runners here.
Yeah, he because he actually talked to them. Like it's like it's such a novel idea for The Bachelor to like talk to women and ask them questions about themselves. And it's like,
and not just go off of vibes.
Yeah. It's like, oh wow, we learned so much about Grant and the girls. It's like, yeah, because they had conversations on the screen.
Yeah. Like it's so simple, everyone. On planet Earth.
It's just not that hard. And
ask
like
someone a question.
And I want to like also something I wrote in my notes. It's like so funny seeing the different kissing style between The Bachelor and Love Island. Where I'm watching The Bachelor and I'm like, oh, that looks like a good kiss. Like there's like a respectable amount of tongue. There's whatever. Then they do the kissing challenge on Love Island, which we're going to talk about. And it is so much tongue.
It is. They are literally eating each other's faces.
And I did forget that like I had like one summer where a lot of Irishmen were working at the resort, same resort as me in the Cape. They do kiss like that. It's crazy.
Really? Like all the Irish dudes were kissing.
And Dylan in Australia.
Yes. Oh my God, Dylan led with the tongue.
But Grant looks like a very good kisser, and I'm almost like, is this regional? Like, I would think that like what feels good feels. I don't know. Like,
is this regional? I mean, someone write a PhD thesis on this, please. Like,
but even so, like, I think the kissing on Love Island USA doesn't look like I'd have very much fun. So I don't know if it's like just, I don't know.
No, there's like particularly, okay, so now we're shifting to Love Island All Stars.
Yeah, in the most subtle way for me to just bring up tongue. Like,
but it is like all of, even the outside of the challenge kisses are like in on it. And I mean, I guess it's like you need to know if like, you need to have that like really passionate kiss. Although I don't know, I think you can have a really passionate kiss without a ton of tongue.
Yeah, without their like me seeing that their entire tongue is in your mouth. Like,
yeah,
and just knowing like that they all smoke and they're not like drinking enough water and
ew,
they're out in the sun all day.
Stop.
I'm like, that can't taste good.
Oh, and all the like crusty lip stuff and
all kissing one after the other, like in the kissing game. I was just thinking, like, the poor girl who has to go last and like inherit every. I hope they did mouthwash in between because
I really hope that they allow that between everyone because that's just like foul otherwise. Yeah. Okay, so there's probably been like 6 episodes since last week.
Yeah.
So let's just like talk through the couples, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's picking up.
I'm enjoying it. Yeah. I have to say I'm enjoying it.
I think it's getting better. I think we're starting to like get more shit stirrers in the house, which is nice.
I am a little bit having PTSD with Harriet back. It's like bringing me back to that season that was unwatchable.
I know.
And it's like this last episode was so focused on Ronnie and Harriet and Elma. I was like, someone kept saying like, this is so boring. And I was like, it is truly boring. Like, I do not care about this.
It can't be the center of the season again. Like we can't do this again. Like, no. And I find them hard to look at. Like I know that's so mean, but it's like, Harriet, the eyelashes, I cannot look at this. And then like
Harriet is scary looking. Like I'm just gonna say it.
She's
like
doing too much.
I don't know. Like I'm almost like, can you just stop in front of her face for a second so I can see like what is happening? Like her eyebrows with everything. Like she's definitely had work done since that season.
Yeah.
And it's a lot. It's a lot.
She's 26 years old.
No, she's not. She's 40.
It's too much stuff. Like, and it's
too much.
And it's like, she's so tiny and she has so many extensions in. She has these heavy eyelashes on. Her lips are so heavy. It's like, just like, obviously do whatever makes you happy, but it's like, it looks like it's physically heavy for you to carry around all this.
It does. It looks uncomfortable. And then there's Elma, who's trying to hide her braces. Like, so the braces are fully there.
The braces are there. Yeah.
And okay, so what's your read on Elma? Like, what are your feelings about Elma at
Elma's
this point?
cuckoo majuku, and she always has been.
She's totally cuckoo majuku, and I sort of like, I don't know, my heart is with her a little bit. Like, I feel bad for her.
She's a little bit out of her depth in this place. And
yes.
And it's like, that's so messed up to say when it's Ronnie because she shouldn't be, but it's like she gets so emotionally invested. Yeah. And like, just think about like when Ron entered and basically warned Elma, was like, hey, I know Ronnie's like this. He was like this on his season. Like, just be careful. And she's like, what the fuck? Like, why are you telling me to watch out for him? Like, you know, you don't know anything about him. And then Ronnie's freaking out at Ron. And I'm not a Ron fan at all, but like Ronnie's freaking out at Ron. And then Ronnie does exactly what Ron warned them about. And I think Elma just got so attached to Ronnie so fast. And I'm like,
yeah, like it's this type of woman we see every season who like,
and she was like this on her season too.
Yeah, you just go all in, you ignore all the signs. Like Ronnie has been giving her bad vibes since day one. Like he is not invested in this relationship. No. It's just like what he got coupled up in, and now he's just like been going with it until something better comes along.
And like,
it's so obvious.
And he's doing it again with Harriet where he's like, it's always you. Like, it's always been you. And it's like,
No, it's like, this guy? Come on, everybody.
For this guy.
Oh, God. Actually don't even want to talk about them anymore because I hate them so much.
Someone like pointed out that Ronnie's tongue flick on TikTok, and he like is always flicking his tongue to the corners of his mouth.
He is. I noticed
like,
that, especially when he gets upset.
Yeah.
Ew. Ick.
Ick.
Okay. Speaking of ick, there was one couple that I really wanted to talk about the ick factor. Who was it?
India and Scott.
Oh, it's
Well, because Scott called India an ick.
I already forgot about that because
I
India's
know.
so long gone.
I know, she's gone now.
Scott reminds me of a Wahlberg brother.
I could see that.
And he's a little, something about him makes, like, I would keep him at an arm's length, I think, if I was, like, in friends with him or even in a relationship with him. Like,
He's not, he doesn't seem trustworthy.
yes, exactly.
And he seems like his emotions are like very fickle. And he's just too old to be there. Like,
Right. Isn't he 38?
Yeah.
No, that's Marcel.
No, Marcel is 39. Scott
Okay.
is like 36 or 37.
Yeah.
And Luca being like, you're asking how to kiss a girl? You're 36 years old. It's like, like, I don't know. Someone wrote that, like, when Scott was on his first season of Love Island, Luca was in 6th grade.
Stop.
So, like,
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's just I don't know, he's a little too careful about everything. Like, him and Tina seem to really like each other, though.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm sort of like, maybe it's okay. It's just like their whole thing is just so boring.
Yeah, it's so bland. And then, I don't think we're going to see much of them. Like, I think they'll just kind of get voted off one time. I don't think it's going to end up being anything too much because they don't even talk at all.
Right. How did you feel about Liv and Marcel and then, like, the whole Liv and Luca thing and all of that?
That was just like, I don't think Liv was I think Liv actually proved me wrong. Like, immediately after I said that I was like kind of into her and Marcel, like at one point he was like, I really like you, whatever. And she goes, oh, that's spectacular news. And she's like so deadpan.
Yeah, it's too much.
But then like this intense eye contact they were talking about, I think I missed it because all of a sudden like everyone was talking about it and I was like, I don't remember that at all.
I watched that scene. I like actually paid attention and watched it when it was happening. And it wasn't like it lasted it was like they looked at each other once and didn't say anything. And all of a sudden it was like this thing.
Oh, this thing between us.
And it's like Luca is not very interesting. And his way of flirting is like, he's not like actually interested in like talking to girls.
No, he wants to be with the boys the whole time. I don't even know who he likes right now. Like, I don't know who he's even with.
He's with Grace.
Okay, but like,
and he did like kiss Grace.
Mm-hmm.
And like sort of seems into her probably because she's like the most beautiful girl. Like,
yeah, I think Grace is like the token. Like, I think she's like the one that everybody
and I think
wants.
Luca likes that. Like, he liked that about Gemma. He liked that she was kind of like the one to get or whatever on that season. And in his mind, which I don't necessarily agree with that, but he also likes very serious girls, and Grace is very serious.
Grace is very serious. Whoever did her extensions needs to be shot because
when they were making out and they were showing her ponytail, I was like, what the actual, like, it
looks like bugs.
Myself, I was like close to my screen, like my nose. I was like, wait, what is happening?
It's so bad.
It's so bad. Like, embarrassingly bad. Like, she is so beautiful that it's like
so
almost
beautiful.
anything could like whatever. It's like that made her look weird.
It made her look like an alien. I was like, oh, maybe Grace is AI. Like, I was like, because she's so pretty and she like talks and handles herself so well.
Right.
I'm like, maybe she is AI because they couldn't quite calculate how to smooth out the ponytail. And I'm like, she's always on my TikTok feed getting like little here and there. Like all these like I'll get one where it's her going for like an update with her like injector, and he'll be like, let's just balance here, get this, whatever. How is so much of your physical appearance so intentional?
Right.
And then this slips through the cracks.
When she sees that, she's gonna be fucking horrified and
gonna be
fire
furious.
whoever
Yeah.
does her. Yeah, like it was just like there's a full like stretch in between her actual hairline and the extensions, and the way the whole thing looked so terrible. It was awful. But you couldn't tell unless it was like a close up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it was all I could see.
And then I'm like, do the girls in the house not like you? Because why didn't anybody tell you?
I feel like Grace is a little intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
Just her vibe. She's so serious.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of serious girls on here. Like, well, Liv is gone, but she was another one. Maybe it's just those two.
I mean, I think Catherine has been pretty serious this season.
Yeah, she has been.
I felt really bad for her this episode, most recent episode, because Marcel did make it sound like he was going to pick her.
Right.
And he made this whole speech about how they had a connection in the past, but then it just kind of like never amounted to anything. And she was so funny. And then Catherine really got her hopes up that it was going to be her, and it was just Kaz again.
Oh, wait. Sorry. It's not Marcel, right? It was
Yeah, Marcel. Oh, not Marcel. Montel.
Montel.
Sorry.
Their names are so similar.
Marcel is gone.
Okay, so this is the part that I did not see. Okay, so Montel chooses Kaz.
Chooses Kaz, but like tease it up as if it's going to be Catherine, and then Catherine is like very upset that like he didn't pick her, and I just feel bad for her. Nas was not in this episode at all. I like Googled if he left because he was not in it at all, and so they're totally done.
Totally done.
She was just getting her hopes up that Montel would like be the guy, and then he just picked Kaz.
And who did Harriet choose? Ronnie?
She chose Ron. Yeah, and Ronnie got very upset and was like stormed out, and Elma was like, well, we're done now. And it's like, Elma, it's been done,
no one
babe.
got sent home.
No one got sent home.
Okay.
And then Ronnie basically came up to Harriet and was like, I know what I want now more than ever. It's you. Like, I'm not stopping till I get what I want. So
what a piece of shit. Like,
yeah.
It's just classic fuckboy behavior.
Yeah.
Ron. I've always had a soft spot for Ron.
I can take it away in a minute.
Oh, no. What is
He
it?
is another international Trump supporter.
Oh, God.
He loves what he'll do for finances. That's a quote from him. Sorry, that's not how you say it. And also, what about him helps your finances?
Literally nothing. Like, again, all the like major governmental programs that were shut today are going to affect the most vulnerable Americans, and in very serious ways. And a lot of these people voted for him. And I'm not saying that's where Ron is like economically, but it's part of a whole like billionaires are not looking out for you.
It's also like, yeah, exactly. It's like, how stupid do you have to be to think that his financial decisions in the United States are going to benefit you in the UK when he's destabilizing the spending power of 75% of his own country?
Yeah.
You think people are going to come visit you? You think people are going to be making international trips? You think people are going to be investing? You think people are going to be building the... What?
No. Yeah. It's just... Okay. Well... It didn't take much.
No.
Ron, you suck.
Bye, Ron.
Also, like, I love that Kaz was just like, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah. She was like, we could have kissed, but
I wasn't feeling it in the belly, I think is what she said.
Yeah, I don't know if Kaz's guy is going to be here. I think she's been in enough couples.
Yeah, like, I think the person she liked the most was Luca.
Yeah.
And Luca, who knows what the fuck Luca is doing.
He just kind of deaded it.
Yeah, he feigned that he had interest in her when I don't think he really did.
Yeah.
Which is annoying. But yeah, I mean, I don't think Montel is it either. Montel's a bit of a dud.
Yeah, and he was a dud on his season too.
Yeah.
Like, him and Leah were together for a while after, but he was so boring and remains...
I just hate to see like Catherine going through what she's going through.
I just think it's like we see it it literally happened to the other Kaz last season where like this dark-skinned black woman comes in, she's like so bubbly, she's so excited, and then either the voting of the country or just like there's not people there that are showing interest in her, so she just ends up feeling sad and lonely.
as the person of color
Yeah.
in the villa.
Yeah.
Like, tried and true. Just the racial politics of the UK are just so blatantly on display through the show.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. It's and like we do get quite a few interracial couples from Love Island UK, but the All Stars situation just does, it always seems to like just knock all the people of color down a notch.
Yeah.
And it's really sad and disappointing.
I mean, I think it's like what we talk about with The Bachelor a lot is feeling like we don't end up knowing the leads of color until they're in the lead because
Right.
they spend so little time paying attention to the people of color that are on their season and spending so little airtime with them that
Yeah.
they come onto All Stars and we're like, who is this?
Right.
And that's not necessarily our fault. Like they didn't let us get to know them and it keeps happening. And so that's
Yeah,
just
and, like,
always a really disappointing.
literally, who is Naz? Like, nobody knows who he is.
No, I don't know.
And he's become, like, he literally wasn't in the last episode.
No, he like, I was almost like, did he do something problematic and they had to edit him out? That's how little he was in the show. And it's like, no,
Right.
he's just
boring.
Yeah.
I don't know. I refuse to believe that they can't do better in this regard. And it's
Yeah.
just like, I don't know. I will say, like, Bachelor, like, the Bachelor cast of women is, like, very diverse. And, like, I do, like, I feel change in that franchise in a way that's maybe not that, like, I don't know. I don't want to pat anyone in the back yet. But
No, but I think you're right. I was looking around at the crowd last night and I was like, thinking back to the days where there was so few people of color
yeah,
that there was a chance that every single one of them got eliminated night one.
exactly.
And there was no chance of that last night.
No, like, I didn't look at the numbers and it's hard to know for sure, but it's like this cast is at least like half BIPOC, if not more.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it just like it doesn't feel like we're ticking boxes for like a diversity quotient anymore. You know, it feels like more real and like authentic the way that these casts are coming together.
Yeah.
And like I appreciate that.
I think that the U.S. is, I mean, up until now, where we literally got stripped of every DEI program, and just like say that like white women were also DEI hires, so like fucking chill on being excited about this going away. And so are old people. So if you're over 45 and you're a white male, you were also a DEI hire. Anyway, I think
Good
that
point.
like Love I.
That's a really good point. I'm just gonna say.
We working in federal employment right now is a shit show and it's only going to get worse. So, but also like to switch back to this, like looking at Love Island USA this year, I thought there was real progress there. And like, it's not a coincidence that like that was our most entertaining season ever.
Right.
And like our first, I think, monoracial black couple to win was like,
Right.
and so beloved and still together. And so maybe the UK can catch up, or they
Yeah.
I wrote in my notes, I think All Stars can't happen again next year unless they open it up to other countries, because they just don't have enough people to
Yeah.
do this well. Like they just don't.
There's too many duds from UK.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, why not open it up? Like,
Yeah.
I'd love to see some of the Australia folks back. Like,
Yeah.
hell, even bring Hannah back. Like, I fucking hate her, but she would probably be great on All Stars.
I think so.
And like, definitely some of the US people, like, put Rob
I
on
know.
All Stars.
Yeah, I think it'd be really fun.
I think it'd be so entertaining and would just serve like the whole franchise so well, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. Like, you know, in all of these years that we've been watching these shows, like there has been material change when it comes to diversity.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially in the US. And we can't like, it's nice to like be reminded of that when we're seeing every DEI program cut.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
across all of these things that like, oh, but there's still people who care about this and make it happen in real tangible ways outside of those types of initiatives.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting. Yeah. I always just like, I remember the first time I watched a season of Love Island UK like 3 or 4 years ago. I was just like floored at the blatant racial dynamics that were so ugly.
Yeah.
Like it was just like so blatantly on display. Like voted on by the public. Like, it was just like, oh my God, this is so cringy.
It was so tough.
And it's not, honestly, not much has changed with the UK franchise.
No, if like looking at season 11 is any indication, like there were 4 girls that were literally identical. And so
4 white women who look the same.
exactly. And so I think we're like still seeing that here, but I don't know.
Well, because that's what they have to choose from.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
so it all just kind of like rolls on to itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
In a way. Okay. So, Traitors.
Oh, I want to talk about Ekin-Su and
Oh, I'm
Curtis.
sorry.
No, it's okay.
I'm like, I'm done. There's so much more to talk about Love Island. Ekin-Su and Curtis. Okay, we got to talk about this. Go ahead.
What did you think about this fight?
It was classic Ekin-Su.
It was very classic Ekin-Su.
Getting mad about the thing that he's getting mad at you about.
Yeah, turning
and
it back
like
on him.
taking it around in circles. Like she knew that she had like, well, she didn't fuck. Like, here's the thing. It's like, I don't think either of them did anything wrong.
It's a game where you're kissing. Who cares?
Like, and Curtis was being a fucking like was being like, oh, but you touched their abs and
Yeah,
blah,
shut
blah,
up,
blah.
Curtis.
It's like, it's like she's trying to win the game. Like, come on.
It's
Everyone
this-
thinks your girlfriend's hot. Like,
yeah, it is what it is. It's this tone that he gets when like he's in a fight that he did the same thing. Like when he had the famous fight with Amy where he was like, I like to be the person that brings people coffee in the morning. And he did the same thing here.
Yeah, he's such a doof. And like, they do seem to like actually like each other.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to be fine. Like, I think it's just like tough to see someone you actually like kissing other people.
Yeah.
And there is this weird dynamic where it's like the girls are kissing the guys and the guys are the blindfolded ones. Like it automatically makes it not fair in some ways. But it's like, yeah, Curtis, you were kissing all the girls full on too.
Yeah.
So like, you have nothing to stand on here.
Just drop it. Like who cares?
Stop coming up with a reason. And I do have to say, like, fuck all the other guys, especially Casey.
Yeah, he's so annoying.
Who's egging on like, oh, it was really inappropriate.
Ugh, I know.
Like, it's like, Casey, you're inappropriate. I hate you so much. Like, and he is so not interested in Gabby.
I don't know. It's like I go back and forth where it's like he does seem into her, but then other times he's like so blasé about it.
I'm calling it now. He has like the minute. Maybe no other girls will come in that he's more interested in, but he has little to no interest in Gabby.
Yeah.
Which is silly because Gabby seems great.
She does seem great.
I really like her, actually.
Me too.
Is there anyone else?
I think that's it.
Yeah. So, okay. Now we can talk about Traitors.
Now we can talk about Traitors.
Which I like can't even remember what happened in this last episode.
Basically, the Bambi is turned on Nikki. And
yes. Okay.
I think
Tragic.
like, the straight white men of this game are like really running away with it. And I'm hoping like towards the end of the episode that we're seeing like the girls start to realize that they're being like picked off one by one.
Right.
And that they need to like start to stick together. Because like Danielle turning on Carolyn, I was like,
Oh, yes.
what are you doing?
Danielle, all this whole show, like, what are you doing, Danielle?
She's playing a reckless game.
She thinks she is so smart and ahead of the curve, and she is just like in the game where they like throw the thing down and it turns gold or whatever, and you put the like the fact that she didn't put her face up there twice.
So weird.
Like, and I was so surprised it didn't come up again later. Like, I just have to hope that that will come up again. Like, if they don't figure out that she's a traitor soon, I'm going to be really mad about it.
Yeah, I agree.
Because she's so obviously a traitor.
Yeah, I agree.
And Gabby knows.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
But
come
Gabby
on.
just like isn't speaking up. Gabby's just like miserable in this house and is like not fully listening to her own instincts.
Yes.
And so I feel for her, like, but I'm hoping that this can be like a turning point where they're like, okay,
Yeah.
voting for Sierra because of this stupid thing with the coffin. It's just like, drop it. Like,
I know. Like, and it's true. It's like now that they've gotten one male out of the, well, okay. Does Bob the drag queen go by he, his pronouns?
yeah, I think, but then when in drag goes by she, her.
Okay. So there's definitely like a plan to get a woman
Yeah.
off as a traitor. And like, I don't know, all the housewives are gone except for
Dolores.
And now we have like this Bambi thing going on, and like it's just like so short-sighted. Every season this happens though.
I know.
Like,
I know.
it's like, because still at this point in the game, even though they're further into it, they really don't have that much to go on.
No, they really like, someone was making fun of like the reasons provided like are so like your vibe just changed. And it's like, yeah, everyone's tired. Like we're all just like,
Right.
or like Sierra being like, yeah, Nikki, have you ever like laughed with your gut? I'm like, what?
Oh, Sierra is so mean. She's really good at being like very mean in like weird ways.
I like her, and Nikki like
I do.
But and Nikki just continually spelling her name wrong both weeks that she voted for her. I was like, oh, I also would vote for you because you clearly don't give a shit to get to know me, like at all.
Right. Yeah. If Sierra gets voted off, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Yeah, like seeing how upset she was, where she was like, I just know I'm next. Like, and
yeah,
it probably feels like a literal witch hunt. Like,
yeah,
the traitors are going to keep her alive because she's a shield. But
right,
I don't know. I just feel bad for her.
Right. And then like people are on to Boston Rob.
Yeah, but they're scared to swing.
He like, if he somehow maneuvers out of this, it will be like truly.
Yeah, master
the final, like, you are the master of all of this. Like, if he somehow gets through, like, I could see it happening. I could see it going either way, honestly, because he is so good at thinking, like, 3 steps ahead.
He's always thinking. Like, someone was like, don't underestimate him. Like, he looks like an old uncle in the corner, but his eyes are always going. Like, he's never at rest.
Right. He's always paying attention. He's always, like, calculating the next move, and, like, it's just like some of the things he says about like who he needs to be watching and why. I'm like, that's so insightful.
No, he's so smart. He's so smart.
And you know, the other thing he has on his side is everybody likes him.
Yeah.
Like everybody likes him.
He's so charismatic. I don't know what it is about him.
Dylan like wants Rob to win. Even if it means he's not going to win.
Dylan's eyes like lit up when Rob walked into breakfast. I was like, this is so embarrassing for you. Like, get it together.
I kind of love it. They've kind of been like bromancing on social media a little bit. And I kind of love it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, there's definitely, you're right. Like the straight white men are running away with this season, which is a little frustrating.
Always disappointing.
Sam Asghari.
What? He's like such a nothing player. Like they almost said they were going to vote him off, and it's like, why would you kill? Like he's going to go to the final because he does nothing.
Yeah, do not vote that guy off. He has no idea what's going on.
And Tom just continues to
buffoon.
Someone was like, Tom plays the traitors like he's trying to figure out if he is a traitor.
So true.
It's so true.
Okay, wait, but now I want to know, okay, what's the update on your impression of Carolyn?
Oh,
where are we in this journey?
Where she's like, Dan, I don't want to murder anyone besides each other. The face goes crazy.
If you're not on YouTube, you really need to be, because your impression of Carolyn is amazing.
Her eyes just...
The way she is in that chair when they're interviewing her, she's just like...
Her neck is like out.
And like her eyes are like looking in different directions. Like she's so...
He's like...
But like, I want to see Carolyn take Danielle out.
I think Carolyn is going to win.
You think so?
I just think there's not enough suspicion on her, and like... She plays the kooky thing up.
Yeah, people do not take her seriously. I mean, so many people have been like, it literally cannot be her.
Everyone laughed. Like, they showed a video of them showing Robin that it was Carolyn, and immediately she laughs. She's like, Carolyn? Like, no one expects her at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, are they putting those on social media or something?
I think so. I catch them sometimes on TikTok, but I don't know where they post them.
Oh, I would love to see that.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, it's like the surprise on their faces.
The big surprise.
Oh, gosh. It's so cruel that they're only putting one episode out per week.
It's so slow.
Okay, but we will continue to cover it. Valentine's Day, Love is Blind, season 8.
So many shows.
Drops. And they always release 6 episodes, right?
Yep.
So shit is about to get crazy over here.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have one more week of like semi-normalcy.
I think so too.
So we'll take that while we can get it.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I am excited for this season. It seems like it might be a good one.
I think so too.
It's going to be in Minneapolis, which is sort of interesting. And yeah, any other updates or things like that?
No, I think that's it. I think that that's our next show to come back. And this is our 1 year anniversary episode.
Oh my gosh.
So thanks for listening with us, guys.
Oh, yes. Thank you for everyone who's been with us since day one. Thank you for everyone who's been with us even
Yesterday.
for 1 week.
Yeah.
Or less.
We're happy to be here.
Totally. Yeah. Obviously, doing this podcast wouldn't be anything without our listeners. So we love you so much.
Yeah, love you guys.
And definitely follow us on social media because the memes are hot.
The memes are piping. They're going off.
Yes.
And there's some, some of your faves are in our comments. So hop on board.
Hell yes. Hell yes. Okay. Love you all.
Love you guys.
Talk to you next week.
Yeah.
Cheers,
Cheers,
helpers.
Thanks for listening to Can I Steal You for a Minute? Subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts, and if you like the show, please leave a rating and review. Follow us on social media at Can I Steal You for a Minute Pod, and support the show through Patreon at patreon.com/Can I Steal You for a Minute.